All right, so today we're not just going to make a line of best fit. Nope, we're going to go deeper. We're going to learn how to properly interrogate it using some really key regression diagnostics.
So you've done all the hard work, right? You've calculated your line of best fit, and on the surface, it looks pretty solid. But here's the big question. Can you actually trust it? How do you know if it's telling you the real story that's in your data or, just a convenient one? Well, to find out for sure, we gotta think like a data detective. And every good detective needs a toolkit, right? So let's open it up and see if our regression line can really hold up under some serious questioning. Okay, tool number 1, let's call it the R-squared magnifier. Think of this as our magnifying glass. We're going to use it to check the strength of the evidence connecting our variables. How much of the story is our line actually explaining? So the fancy name for this magnifier is the coefficient of determination, or just R-squared. Now, don't get bogged down by the name. The key phrase you want to lock onto is percentage of total variation explained. Just think of it like a score. It's a number that tells you exactly how much of the change in your y variable is because of the change in your x variable, at least according to your model. Let's make this real for a second. Let's say we have a correlation coefficient, r, of 0.85. To get r squared, you just square it. Super simple. That gives us 0.7225, or 72.25%. And that number tells us our model explains about 72% of the variation in the data. That's the strength of our evidence right there.
Okay, but wait a minute. What about the other part? If 72.25% is the explained part, then what's left over? That's 100 minus 72.25, so 27.75%. That's the unexplained variation. This is kind of like statistical noise, right? It's all the other stuff happening that our simple little line just doesn't account for. So R-squared is awesome because it splits the story into two parts, what our model knows and what it doesn't.
All right, on to tool number 2, the residual scanner. So we've checked the overall strength with R-squared. Now we need to scan for any hidden patterns. Things our neat little straight line might be totally missing. So what exactly is a residual? It's basically just the error for each point. It's that vertical distance between the actual data point and where our line predicted it would be. A residual plot just maps out all those errors. So what we're really doing here is looking at our model's mistakes to see if there's a pattern to them. Kind of clever, right? And when we're looking at this plot, we've got a super simple 3-step checklist. First, is it just a random scatter? We're looking for no pattern. Second, is the variance or the spread of the points pretty consistent? And third, are there any crazy outliers just hanging out way far from the zero line? So what does a good residual plot look like? Honestly, it looks like a whole lot of nothing. Just a random, boring blob of points scattered around that horizontal zero line. This is one of those weird times in statistics where no pattern is actually the best pattern you can hope for. It's our green light telling us, yep, a linear model is a good fit here. But what if you see this? Oh boy, a clear U-shape, or really any kind of curve in your residuals. This is a huge red flag. This is basically the data screaming at you, hey, the relationship isn't a straight line. If you ignore this, your predictions are going to be systematically wrong. This is how really bad decisions get made. And here's another big warning sign. See this funnel or fan shape? This means the size of our model's errors is changing. Maybe it's super accurate for small x values, but then it gets wildly inaccurate for large ones. The fancy term for this is heteroscedasticity. Don't worry about the spelling, but it's a major problem. It means we can't trust our model's predictions equally across the board. All right, time for our third and final tool in the detective kit, the influence detector. We've checked the overall strength, we've checked the pattern of the errors. Now we're going to zoom way in to see if any single rogue data point is messing up our entire investigation. So what exactly is an influential observation? Think of it as a point with way too much power. It's a data point that if you were to just delete it, the entire regression line would dramatically shift or pivot. It's one little point that has a ton of sway over the whole model. Now, listen up, because this is a subtle but super, super important difference. A point has high leverage if it's way out on the x-axis all by itself. It has the potential to be influential, but it only becomes truly influential if it's also way off the pattern of the other points, so it's actually pulling the line toward itself. So here's the bottom line. All influential points have high leverage.
They have to. But, and this is key, not all high leverage points are influential. You can have a point way out on the x-axis that falls perfectly in line with the rest of the data. In that case, it's not pulling the line anywhere. It's just confirming the trend. It's got potential, but it's not causing any trouble.
So there we have it. We've used our magnifier, our scanner, and our influence detector. The investigation is officially complete. Now it's time to put all the clues together and deliver the detective's final verdict on our model.
So what's the big takeaway here? I want you to have this 3-point inspection checklist for any regression line you ever make. Number 1, check that R-squared. Is it explaining enough of the story? Number 2, look at the residual plot. Is it a beautiful, random mess like it's supposed to be? And number 3, hunt for those influential points. Is one single point hijacking your results? If you can answer these 3 questions, you'll know for sure if you can trust your line.
And all of this brings us to one final question, a little something to think about. After all this investigation, what do you think is the single most dangerous line in all of statistics? It's the one you never question, the line you just accept without doing your due diligence. So, use these tools, be a good data detective, and never, ever stop questioning.